Last episode, I greenlogged Brimhaven Agility, Motherlode Mine, and Shooting Stars. But more importantly, I got 99 Magic and the Baby Mole Pet. But today, I have a lot more planned. Roll the intro. This is the Collection Log, a book that records all of the loot you earn by hand on your RuneScape account. There are over 1,500 items to obtain, some of which are unbelievably rare. I'm a completionist at heart, so on my first ever journey through Gielinor, the only rule I have set for myself is to greenlog everything. I'm ZenScape, and this is Log Legacy. During the Baby Mole Pet grind last episode, I got 99 Mage, but I forgot to buy the Mage Cape. So before I introduce you to today's grind, let me quickly buy that. And there it is, the trimmed magic cape marking my third 99 on the account. Now, before we get into things, let's take a quick look at where we'll be starting this episode off from. Here are my current account stats. I have 3 99s and a total level of 1859, with a total of 89 million XP. But more importantly, I have 151 collections logged and 149 quests completed. Everyone knows that completing quests is the key to unlocking new parts of the game, whether it be new items or new areas of the map. But I've kind of been slacking in the quest department. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of questing. I'm more of a grinder who simply likes to see number go up at maximum efficiency. But in order to do certain grinds that I'm really excited for, like Vorkath, I need to complete the corresponding quests. So I've decided that it's time that I bite the bullet and grind out the quest cape. I currently have 21 quests left to complete, including 4 of the 5 Grandmaster quests, being Dragon Slayer 2, While Guthic Sleeps, Song of the Elves, and the dreaded Desert Treasure 2. Future ZenScape here. If you're worried about the 3 quests introduced with Varlamore Part 3, don't worry, I'll address those later in the video. Upon completing Dragon Slayer 2, I'll actually unlock 2 best-in-slot items for my account, being the Ferocious Gloves, which are the best-in-slot melee gloves in the entire game, and also Ava's Assembler, which is the best-in-slot cape item for ranged until I unlock Dazana's Quiver way down the line. After that, I think it's finally time to build myself a max POH. But what good is there having a max POH if I can't also have unlimited teleports to it? Personally, I think the 99 construction cape is one of the most OP capes in the entire game, and since I unlocked it in leagues, it's been a dream of mine to own one in the main game. After making so much money at the Giant Mole last episode, I have the money to get it, but I can't waste XP along the way, and this is an episode of Log Legacy at the end of the day, so before I do that, I'm going to greenlog Mahogany Homes to unlock the Carpenter's outfit for a 2.5% construction XP boost, and the equipable item, Amy's Saw. And since I'll be building a spirit tree in my house, I think it's only right that I finally plant a spirit sapling at every spirit tree location in the game, officially marking the very last thing I ever need to do with the farming skill. Now, I will be doing a lot of combat throughout these remaining quests, so I think it's only right for me to start the quest journey off right by completing Dragon Slayer 2, officially marking it as my 150th quest completed on the account, and to then unlock the 2 new best-in-slot items to utilize for the rest of the quest grind. By the way, if you're new here, I'm always doing birdhouse runs in the background, and whenever I'm busy IRL, I like to AFK mine, so you might see some random hunter or mining levels from time to time. Speaking of which, here's level 78 hunter, and here's a little god egg drop I got from the nest. Sheesh, and a little beginner clue drop. Which do you prefer to see from birds' nests, god eggs or clues? I personally love seeing the god eggs because I know every one is one step closer to that illustrious evil chicken outfit. Now then, I think it's time we head on over to the Myths Guild to start Dragon Slayer 2. Okay, what's the best way to teleport there? I see a spirit tree location nearby. Maybe it's time I start planting those spirit saplings I mentioned before. Spirit seeds are pretty hard to come by, so I'm going to make sure to protect the patches every time I plant them. Protection for spirit saplings requires 5 monkey nuts, 1 monkey bar, and 1 ground tooth. The monkey nuts and bar are easy as I can simply buy those on the GE, but the ground tooth is untradeable. The ground tooth is made by using a Suqua tooth on a pestle and mortar to grind it up. Suqua teeth are also untradeable, so I'll have to just go get those by myself. Yeah, I feel like an Iron Man right now. By the way, I just want to address it now. Yes, I will be using the quest helper. I told you I'm not the quest guy by any means. I want to get back to enjoying my suffering elsewhere in the game. Okay, there's our first Suqua tooth. I'm just gonna grab a few more so I have some for the rest of the spirit saplings later on. There we go. Okay, with the protection items in hand, we're good to go. Alright, what's this? Okay, I'm a silly goose. How did I not realize this was one of the existing spirit tree locations? It's fine. I'll just plant it somewhere else instead. Okay, spirit sapling number 1 is now planted in Brimhaven. I'll do the rest later, but for now, let's start this quest. Okay, quest started. From here, I found a vault behind where we killed Elvarg, solved a couple puzzles on Fossil Island, spoke with some animals, fought a couple mini-bosses, most notably this absolute beast who I'll be revisiting soon, solved the giant maze. Alright, who am I kidding? I didn't solve shit. Got introduced to Galvek by Vorkath. By the way, this guy's entire motive is to annihilate humanity. Sailed and crashed a ship thanks to fire-breathing dragons, and then finally slayed Galvek, causing him to inadvertently murder his creator Vorkath. The world was saved, and now I can get some XP. By the way, that took me 3 hours. 3 hours of grinding turned into a 10-second segment. I think that deserves a like. There's level 76 smithing, and level 76 thieving, and that is officially 150 quests completed. Now, with that quest done, for the small price of 15 million GP, I can now buy a Hydra leather to create the Ferocious Gloves. As I said before, Ferocious Gloves are the best melee gloves in the entire game, providing a +4 boost to all melee attacking styles compared to the Barrow's gloves, and a +2 melee strength boost. Let's head back over to Lithgren to make them. Also, thanks to my time in leagues, I know I can now unlock the Lithgren teleport by using a dig site pendant on a strange machine down here. Okay, I think this is it. Yeah, there it is. Lithgren teleport unlocked. And now just to make the gloves. Okay, let's use the leather on this. Are you sure you want to make the Ferocious Gloves? Yes, let's make them. Boom, there we go. The best melee gloves in the entire game are mine. Okay, in order to make the Ava's Assembler, which is just an upgraded version of the accumulator that I already have, it requires a Vorkath head. Vorkath's head drops at a rate of 1 in 50 from killing the boss, with a guaranteed dry protection drop at 50 KC no matter what. But even though I know it's easy, I don't really want to go learn Vorkath just yet, and weirdly enough, I'm kind of in the questing mood, so I'm just gonna keep questing. Until I think of something better, I'm just going to go in order down the optimal quest list. After smithing a massive blade, there's Sleeping Giants completed. There's Monk's Friend completed. Haziel Cult, Tribal Totem, Rag and Bone Man 1. Took a little break for some birdhouses, and here's another God Egg. God, I love to see these. Back to questing. This quest hurt my soul to complete. It took so long. But there's Rag and Bone Man 2 completed. Scorpion Catcher, Shades of Morton. I'll be back here someday for the green log and for the best elite clue rates in the entire game. Meet and greet and ethically acquired antiques. And with that, that makes 160 quests completed on the account. Let's keep it going. I saw a meme reference about this quest at RuneFest. Let's see what it's all about. I heard something about the scariest boss in the entire game. Oh my god, no! I can't believe they trolled my boy Cuthbert like that. Oh my god, Cuthbert's attacking me! I'm sorry, buddy! There's a Riveting Tale completed. At first light, the Clock Tower. Okay, I'm about to do the Land of the Goblins quest, and one of the recommended items for doing it is the Salve Amulet. I've also watched a lot of OSRS content, so I happen to know that the Salve Amulet EI is the best in slot neck item to wear while killing Vorkath, which I'll have to do later. So I might as well make it now. To make the Salve Amulet, I simply have to use a ball of wool on the Salve shard I received during the Haunted Mine quest I've previously completed. So there's the Salve Amulet. Now, to enchant it, I just have to use Tarn's Diary, which is acquired during the Lair of Tarn Razorlore mini quest that I've also already done, so let's use it. And there's that. Now to imbue this thing. I'm just going to use the rest of my Nightmare Zone points that I have saved up from my combat level grind I did a while back. And there it is. The Salve Amulet EI. Another great item to have for the account. I'll use this thing later, but for now, back to questing. Okay, I just turned into a goblin, and there's Land of the Goblins completed. Next up, and one quest that I'm kind of nervous for, is A Night at the Theater. A Night at the Theater is essentially my very first introduction to raids ever. I'm certain I'll be dog shit, but I guess that's the point of the quest. And how could I not be excited when I get to encounter this big beast? Also, I expect to get at least a few combat achievements while doing this quest, so that's something to look forward to. Oh my god, look what I found while completing this quest. I'm getting PTSD. Okay, Hespori down. We're all good. While killing the bloat, there's the elite task, Appropriate Tools. There's another elite task while killing Zarpus, and there's the pillar task while killing Verzik. Oh, no! Oh my god, I just died, but I also killed her. Is this gonna count?
Combat task completed.
Oh, let's go. Okay, oh my god. That was like attempt number 7. I'm so glad that that counted. And that's another combat task for us. And with that, there's a night at the theater completed. Oh, and I also just got 4 combat XP lamps. And there's level 84 strength. I have officially completed 165 quests, and I saved the longest ones for last. Before I get into them, here's level 87 mining. Alright, now it's time to tackle the Curse of Arav. I'm going to bang this out as quickly as possible. Alright, I made it pretty far. Once I get across this, it should be time for the final fight. After defeating Arav, and with a little help from Elias, I was able to steal Arav's heart back. And there's the Curse of Arav completed. And level 77 thieving. One last quest before I tackle the remaining 3 Grandmasters. Let's quickly do Secrets of the North. Making my way through this quest, here's my first ever encounter with the Muspa. Based on this fight, I'm not too excited for this grind down the line, but it's okay. And there's Secrets of the North completed. Just 3 quests left to go. Let's start with while Guthix sleeps. With Betty's help, I was able to make the largest snapdragon seed known to man. Okay, I know I said I'm not the biggest fan of questing, but I will admit this quest does have some pretty sick cutscenes. Just look at this. Alright, I made it to the boss. I will admit I did fail my first attempt as there's a ton of prayer flicking to get used to, but the second time through was a piece of cake. Now the only thing between me and quest complete are 2 tormented demons. Alright, that was easy. I could literally save spot them. There's while Guthix sleeps completed. Damn, that's a lot of XP. There's level 78 thieving and level 71 herblore. Alright, I only have a few mini quests left to complete, so I'm going to tackle some of these too. I'm over here completing his faithful servants, and ooh, there's a combat task. And with the completion of his faithful servants, I now know the layout of the Barrow's crypt, and there's 20k prayer XP. Ooh, frog random, let's go. Oh my god, it was a dude. Ah! Okay, I found the book I was looking for, and with this, that should be Bear Your Soul completed. And nice, I'll take any free runecrafting XP where I can get it. With this run, that should be level 79 Hunter, 1 away from Herbivore. Time to tackle Song of the Elves. I've heard that the boss at the end of this quest is pretty difficult, but let's see. Yo, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting much worse, but with just a few doses of brews left in my inventory, I defeated Siren on the first try. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of questing, but these cutscenes are so sick. It's unlike anything you'll see anywhere else in RuneScape. There it is. There's Song of the Elves completed. And with all of that XP, here's level 72 herblore and level 77 woodcutting. And with that just leaves 3 mini quests and the final quest, Desert Treasure 2. Let's do these mini quests first. Okay, boom. After a hard-fought fisticuffs battle, that should be the end of Hopespear's will. And nice. I actually got nearly 40,000 prayer XP for that. Alright, in order to complete this mini quest in Search of Knowledge, I have to fill these tomes with pages the monsters down here drop, so I'll be killing these for a while.
Another grubby key.
Oh, sweet. I guess I'll be stacking up some grubby keys while doing this too.
Another grubby key.
Ooh, there's another one.
Another grubby key.
And a third. I'll just toss all of these in my bank for later use. Alright, all 3 books are filled. Now to turn them in for a nice 10,000 XP reward. You already know that's going directly to Runecraft. Okay, honestly, I don't know what the point of this mini quest was. It seems like it was an early Iron Man friendly mini quest to fill you up with a bunch of loot, but that's the enchanted key done. That just leaves Into the Tombs. But before I complete Into the Tombs or Desert Treasure 2, there's one more thing I have to do to help me with these upcoming bosses, and that's to get Ava's Assembler. Like I mentioned earlier, in order to upgrade the accumulator that I already have, all I need is Vorkath's head, which drops at a rate of 1 in 50 from Vorkath with dry protection. So at the absolute worst, I just need to kill Vorkath 50 times. I'll save a detailed explanation of how to kill Vorkath for another episode dedicated to getting the Vorky pet, but for now, this is the gear I'm bringing. My best in slot melee gear with the Salve Amulet EI that I made earlier, since Vorkath is technically an undead monster, and a Dragon Hunter Lance. I know Vorkath can be killed with range as well, but I wanted to do melee. I also have a Slayer Staff to autocast Crumble Undead to negate one of Vorkath's special attacks, and a Voidwaker for some early spec damage. If you have a keen eye, you may have noticed that I have my Barrow's gloves equipped, even though I literally just got done explaining to you that the Ferocious gloves are the best in slot for melee. This is because due to the Ferocious gloves having a negative 16 magic attack bonus, wearing them drops our attack bonus so low to the point of Crumble Undead not having having 100% accuracy. 100% magic accuracy with Crumble Undead is necessary for this boss fight, so Barrow's Gloves it is. Now let's hop straight into the first KC. I have a Divine Super Combat, an extended Super Anti-Fire, and an extended Anti-Venom Plus to use to pre-pot, and 3 Prayer Pots for the fight itself. So, I start the fight, spec with Voidwaker, twice, and DPS Vorkath, making sure to avoid his red Fireball special. And here comes the special attack that I need Crumble Undead for. There we go. Watch out for the pink Fireball that turns off your prayer. And here's his last special, the Acid Phase. You just have to make sure you keep moving during this phase, and that's it. Those are all of Vorkath's mechanics. Now it's just DPS until he dies. There's KC number 1. Let's go until I get ahead. There's KC number 27, and damn, that's like a 400k GP kill. Sadly, I didn't get the drop early, but I really enjoy killing this boss, so I had fun earning some GP. But here comes KC number 50 and the guaranteed head drop.
Collection log slot completed.
Bang, there it is. And the Vorkath Veteran Combat Achievement. Now I just need to upgrade the accumulator. To upgrade it, I just need to bring the accumulator, 75 Mithril Arrows, and Vorkath's head to Ava in Draenor Manor. Let's head over. And here she is. Let's upgrade it. Bang, Ava's Assembler. Like I said earlier, this will be my best in slot ranged cape slot item until I get to Zana's Quiver down the line. But as you can see, the Assembler provides a +4 ranged attack bonus boost over the accumulator, and it's better in every defensive stat bonus except for Slash, which is the same. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, this is the first Ava's device that provides a ranged strength bonus, adding to our max hit. Amazing. Now, before I complete Desert Treasure 2, that just leaves into the tombs. Similarly to a night at the theater, I'm kind of scared, but let's get it. There's Zabak down, there's Kefri down. This thing is kind of sick. Okay, I don't know what the F is wrong with me, but I've been in this damn baboon room for over 20 minutes. Okay, finally, on to Akka. This fight's pretty fun. There's Akka down. Time for the Wardens. All right, this fight is pretty straightforward. Sheesh, look at that huge damage. There's Elidinus's Warden down. Now for 2 Mechans. I miss clicking so much. Thank God for these honey locusts. Let's go. And there's a combat task too. All right, let's go. First time getting TOA loot. Please be something sick.
Really?
And with that, there's Into the Tombs completed. And sweet, yeah, I'll take a free 50k strength XP. Now all that's left is Desert Treasure 2. After speaking to Asgarnia Smith, my mission was clear. I had to awaken the ancient threat sealed beneath the Caridian Desert. Oh my god, please no, not again. I can't go through this again. Phew, oh my god, I'm safe.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
This was it. The final Grandmaster quest, the one that has broken the spirits of thousands of adventurers before me, with 4 insanely powerful bosses, each with their own mechanics, phases, and enrage modes. It's not just a quest, it's a rite of passage. First is Vardorvis. From what I've seen, I know there's going to be blood everywhere and axes flying. This fight is all about dodging, prayer flicking, and not panicking. Let's get it. First attempt. It's okay, I still got this. Let's run it back. Oh, no. It's fine. Let's go again. The reason I started with Vardorvis is because I knew it would be the hardest one. I kept dying and dying and dying, but something changed on this KC. Let's go, dude. My hands are literally shaking. That's 1 down, but that's only a quarter of the puzzle. My next target is Leviathan. Let me tell you, this thing is massive. A literal sea monster locked away in a pocket dimension. I'm not gonna lie, it absolutely slapped me around on my first few attempts, but after learning the rotations, this happened. Let's freaking go. Halfway there. Next, Duke, the fallen necromancer of the ancient empire. This one I expected to be the easiest. I've seen a handful of videos of people killing Duke, and there really aren't that many confusing mechanics. I'm pretty confident going into this. Welp, okay, I was right. First try. Alright, now I just gotta heal up and bring this token back. Oh my god, what is this guy doing? I almost just died to that mysterious figure, but with the third token back, we're officially 3/4 of the way there. But this final boss is no joke. Finally, the Whisperer, a siren haunting the temple depths. Interestingly, the Whisperer is what made me stick around and play this game. I had no intentions of playing RuneScape. I tried free-to-play a handful of times and simply couldn't grasp why the game was so beloved, until one of my friends did a Whisperer KC while sharing screens with me in a Discord call. I was amazed. I didn't know RuneScape could bring combat with such complexity, rotating between mirror phases, teleportation, and pure psychological warfare. Watching him fight the Whisperer was the first time I truly felt like this game was worth playing. That was nearly 2 years ago, but this time, it's my turn. My first few attempts did not go to plan. I came fully prepared, but I was not ready for the simultaneous flicking and moving that needed to occur. On the first attempt, I had to telly out before I even got her to half health, but I learned. Attempt number 2, I stuck around and even got her below 100 health, but I evidently perished. On attempt number 3, I did just enough damage to send her to her enraged phase, but I didn't survive long enough to experience it. But on attempt number 4, when I finally made it to her enraged phase with some health and my sanity intact, this happened. Let's go. I finally beat the Whisperer, and that was boss number 4 of 4 completed, but I could have never prepared for what happened next. All of the RuneScape lore I've learned over the past 2 years could have never prepared me for this. I guess these first 4 bosses are so captivating that people failed to mention that there are literally 2 more. First, I had to deal with the mysterious figure that had been trying to thwart my plans all along. That was the easy part. There's the mysterious figure down. Now, I quickly learned that the hardest boss fight was yet to come. Up next was a group of 4 mini-bosses combined into one instance that you must defeat on one inventory. I'm not gonna lie, this one was tough. I don't want to spoil too much of this fight because I actually really enjoyed seeing it for the first time on my own, so I hope some of you can experience that too. But after defeating all 4 of them, that is officially Desert Treasure 2 completed. And with that, there's level 85 strength and combat level 107. Look at that, 170 quests completed. What a sight to see. For the sake of knowing, how many music tracks do I still need for the music cape? Okay, it looks like 63. That'll be a task for another day. But for now, let's go get the beautiful quest cape. Fittingly, the legend himself, Mr. Wise Old Man, gives us the cape. And there it is. But before I put it on, let me officially delete all of the quest items from my bank to clear up some space. My OCD has been waiting for me to do this for a long time. Okay, that's a lot less slots than I expected, but bank space is bank space. Moment of truth. Sheesh, let's go. It looks so good. Now, let's try out this telly. Nice. With that out of the way and another major unlock made on the account, it's time to greenlog Mahogany Homes. Mahogany Homes is a skilling minigame that involves completing contracts for various NPCs throughout Gielinor. Completing the contracts involves traveling to the home of the NPC and repairing items within their house. This requires a different number of planks per contract and occasionally a steel bar. There are 4 types of contracts, each requiring a different construction level, using a different type of plank, and awarding a different number of points per contract. Today, I'm going to focus entirely on expert contracts. While they're the most expensive to fulfill, they also award the most points, so it'll be the quickest greenlog. Expert contracts require mahogany planks to fulfill, and each contract completed awards 5 points. Let's take a quick look at the collection log. As you can see, there are 8 items in the collection log: a supply crate, the 4 pieces of the carpenter's outfit, Amy's saw, the plank sack, and the Hosidius blueprints, costing 25, 400, 800, 600, 200, 500, 350, and 2,000 points respectively, meaning I need a total of 4,875 points to greenlog or 975 contracts completed. My inventory for this minigame is as follows. In order to be able to travel to each NPC's house with ease, I'm making sure to bring Falador, Ardoin, and Varrock teletabs. But the last piece of necessary gear for teleportation is a charged Xerix talisman in order to teleport teleport to Zarek's Glade, which is right next to 3 of the houses we'll be doing work on. In order to make this as seamless as possible, with the use of the menu entry swapper RuneLite plugin, I made sure to swap the left click option of my equipped talisman to instantly teleport me to Zarek's Glade. Other than that, I of course need a hammer and a saw to do the construction. I'll be using the equipable Incondo hammer to save inventory space, and for now, I'll just be using my crystal saw until I later unlock Amy's saw, which is also equipable. Also, it's really important to be on the lunar spellbook so I can use the NPC contact spell. Once I get my first contract from Amy, I'll then be able to cast the spell to get more contracts going forward without having to physically travel back to her every time I want a new one. For this, I'm also bringing a rune pouch with cosmic, air, and astral runes to cast the spell. The rest of my inventory is filled with a few steel bars and the remainder with mahogany planks. Finally, I'm just wearing full graceful since I'll be doing a lot of running, but this will quickly be replaced with the carpenter's outfit as I unlock the items. I think I'm going to make a complete Mahogany Homes guide if you want a more in-depth explanation of things, so be on the lookout for that. I'm starting this grind about halfway through level 85 construction, sitting at 3.45 million total XP. Without any further ado, it's time to get my first contract. Amy, the NPC I'll be getting the contracts from, lives in Falador, in the house right next to the estate agent. Let's see what she has to say. Okay, cool story, Amy, but I'd like to get started on expert contracts. Yes, please, and don't warn me again. Okay, now I got my first contract. Thanks to the very handy Mahogany Homes RuneLite plugin, there's a massive red arrow in the minimap telling me exactly where I need to go. Let's head over to the first house. Okay, looky here. So these green boxes indicate which pieces of furniture need to be repaired. I think I can pretty much just spam click, and once I'm finished, just talk to the owner of the home and they reward me with points. Now, this is where NPC contact comes in handy. Instead of walking all the way back to Amy, I can simply contact her with the spell to get my next contract. Also, again with the help of the menu entry swapper plugin, after I get my first expert contract through the NPC contact spell, I can then change the default left click NPC contact option to last tier contract so it's even quicker, maximizing XP per hour. Now, as you can probably tell, based on the handy indicator in the top left, my next contract is also right here in Falador. But the problem is, I'm already too low on planks after that one contract. Every time this happens, I'm going to need to bank, and that leads me nicely into our first goal of this grind. As I mentioned earlier, one of the rewards from Mahogany Homes is the plank sack. The plank sack acts as a storage space for planks, holding up to 28 of any kind, meaning that when I have it, it will effectively more than double my time between bank trips. This will be the most crucial component to completing the log swiftly. So my first goal is 350 rewards points to unlock that. So I'm just going to absolutely grind until I get there. There's my first 100 points in the books. About 150 points in, here's level 86 construction. Alright, 175 points in, I'm halfway to the plank sack. There's contract number 69, just one more to unlock the plank sack. Nice. There's point number 350. Now let's head back to Amy and unlock that sack. What a weird sentence. 350 points. Yes. Confirm.
Collection log slot.
Let's
completed.
Go. Plank sack unlocked. This will significantly increase our time between banking, increasing our XP per hour by quite a bit. And now that I have the sack unlocked, my next goal is to get the full carpenter's outfit for a 2.5% construction XP boost. This will maximize the XP I get through the rest of the grind for Greenlog. I'm going to go from the most to least expensive piece. So first up is the top, which costs 800 points. Time to grind. Oh hey, there's level 87 construction. I'm so locked in, I didn't even realize it was coming up. I'm about a quarter of the way to the carpenter's shirt. Quick break for a birdhouse run. Always love seeing the god eggs. And there's a clue as well. Also, here's level 88 mining. Back to Mahogany Homes, here's 500 points, getting closer to the 800 we need for the shirt. There's 700. Oh, I was so locked in again, I missed it. There's level 88 construction. Just a little more until we get the shirt. And with 230 total contracts completed, there's 800 points. Now let's get that shirt. And
collection
boom.
log slots.
Love getting
completed.
log slots. Let's see how this thing looks. Okay, not bad, but let's keep grinding. Next up are the pants. There's 100 more points. And after doing some more AFK mining, here's level 89 mining. Ooh, I was doing another birdhouse run, and this is the first time I've gotten a clue scroll from a nest since the stackable clues update, so I guess we'll be getting scroll boxes from now on. Oh, by the way, since I now have 89 mining, that means with my dragon pickaxe spec, that gives me a +3 boost, so I can technically mine amethyst now. This won't be a viable mining method until I'm actually level 92, but I want to mine my first amethyst really quickly. And after about 25 seconds of mining, there it is. Whenever I do decide to come back here to mine amethyst, I'll also be collecting unidentified minerals, which I already have 37 of from power mining iron earlier on my account. These minerals can be used to buy mining gloves and superior mining gloves, both of which are a collection log slot. And then those two can be combined into the final pair, the expert mining gloves, also a collection log slot. So eventually when I'm here AFK mining, I'll also be going for 4 log slots. All 3 pairs of the mining gloves and the rock golem pet. Before I get back to Mahogany Homes, I think it's about time I get a couple more upgrades. With Song of the Elves completed, my account now has access to some cool items that will help my AFK mining efficiency. The dragon pickaxe is great, but it's not the best. It's time to get a crystal pickaxe. With my dragon pickaxe in hand, 120 crystal shards, and a crystal tool seed, I'm going to use this singing bowl to create a crystal pickaxe. There it is. The crystal pickaxe effectively provides a 3% mining speed boost compared to the dragon pickaxe so long as it's charged. You charge the pickaxe with crystal shards, which can get quite expensive. But that's where the next upgrade comes in, the celestial signet. As of right now, when I mine, I always have my celestial ring equipped for a +4 invisible mining boost. But this item can actually be combined with something called an elven signet. The elven signet alone provides a massive 10% chance to not use a charge while using crystal equipment. So with the ring, signet, 100 crystal shards, and 1000 stardust in hand, let's craft the celestial signet. There it is. Now, passively, this ring provides both a +4 invisible mining level boost and a 10% chance to not use a crystal equipment charge. And if I decide to charge it with stardust, it also provides a 1 in 10 chance of giving an extra ore when mining rocks up to adamantite. But the charge is irrelevant at both Motherlode Mine and Amethyst, so I probably won't ever charge this thing. And with my new equipment in hand, there's level 90 mining. Now, back to Mahogany Homes. Let's get the rest of this outfit. There's 200 points, 1/3 of the way to the pants. Here's level 89 construction. Love to see it. Now coming up on 500 points, 100 away from the pants, and here is the big 600. We can now go buy the carpenter's pants.
Collection log slot.
Let's go.
Completed.
There's another log slot. You absolutely love to see it. And this is what the current outfit looks like. The next goal is the helmet, which costs 400 points. Let's do it. After 390 total contracts completed, here's 200 more points. Here's 300 points, and here's level 90 construction. That's a big one. And here's 400 points. Time for another outfit piece. There we go. Let's buy this helmet.
Collection log slot.
Bang.
Completed.
I absolutely love hearing the collection log notification. It's just so satisfying. 3 out of the 4 pieces down. Now it's just the boots, which only cost 200 points. There's 100 points, and here's 200 points. Simple as that. Let's go buy them. And
collection log
bang.
slot.
That's outfit
Completed.
piece number 4, officially granting us the complete 2.5% XP boost on all construction XP going forward. This is the fit. To continue being as efficient as possible, the next obvious item to obtain is Amy's saw. This is an equipable saw that we can use in tandem with the Encondo hammer, one of which being in the offhand, to save yet another inventory space. The saw costs 500 points, so that's the next goal. I've been grinding away, and here's 250 points, halfway to the saw. Oh yeah, sandwich lady. Oh no, it's a pie. Get away from me. I only want baguettes. Here's level 91 construction. I've been getting some really good XP doing this. And after a bit longer, here's 500 points. But before I go buy the saw, I think I'm gonna get 25 more points so I can buy the supply crate too. One sec. Okay, there's 525 points. Let's claim our rewards from Amy. First things first, give me that saw.
Collection log slot.
Let's go.
Completed.
And while we're at it, it's time for another log slot. Here's
Collection log
the
slot.
supply crate.
Completed.
Now, with the saw in hand, check out the drip. All right, what's this supply crate gonna give me? I honestly have no idea what rewards it contains. Okay, nothing crazy, just some soft clay. But if we take a look at the collection log, you can see that there's only one item left to green log, and that's the Hosidius blueprint. The blueprint costs 2,000 points, making it the most expensive item, meaning I have exactly 400 contracts left to fulfill before green logging. So let's get started. Here's 600 contracts completed, and here's 200 total points, 10% of the way to the blueprints. Before I continue, there is one thing I've wanted to do for a while. I always see people rocking the dopest rainbow drip, and I want some for myself, so I think it's about time I collect all of the Pride gear. Honestly, I don't care what you say, this shit looks sick. And here's yet another god egg. I'm really starting to load up on these guys. That's one step closer to the evil chicken outfit. Look at that beautiful purple rock golem. That will be mine someday. All right, no more daydreaming. Back to Mahogany Homes. Oh my, another sandwich lady. Please be a baguette this time. Bread roll. Seriously? Well, here's 500 points, a quarter of the way there. Here's level 92 construction, halfway to 99, baby. And here's a nice milestone, 750 total contracts completed, just 225 left to go. Here's 1,000 points. This minigame is getting really monotonous, but I'm so close. Here's level 93 construction, and if you take a look up here, I've gotten over 1 million construction XP today alone, just from Mahogany Homes. I've been grinding. There's 875 contracts completed and 1,500 total points. Just 100 more contracts to go. Here's 1,750 points, 950 total contracts, 974, just one more, and finally, 2,000 points. I can finally unlock the Hosidious blueprints. Amy, it's showtime. Finally, the moment of truth, the Hosidious blueprints.
Collection
And
log
that's
slot
Mahogany Homes
completed.
officially greenlogged, and 160 total collections logged. Now, if I just talk to the estate agent with 5,000 GP in hand, this should permanently unlock the Hosidious style as a POH option. Awesome. Now that I have that done, there's only one step left before maxing my POH, and that's getting 99 construction. I'm just 6 levels away. The best method is gnome benches, and my POH is all set up and ready for me to grind. I have my butler ready. Let's get straight to it. I'm pretty new to gnome benches right now. I should be getting upwards of 800k XP per hour, but I'm still getting the hang of things. But either way, here's level 94 construction. Here's level 95. I'm doing a bit better now. Now I'm averaging around 750k XP per hour. Here's level 96. Oh, and I just realized I officially hit over 100 million XP on the account. Sweet. Here's level 97. What the fuck was that? Did you just see that? Was that a tick perfect circle? I'm so confused by that movement. Look up here. Look how hard I've been going. Over 2.6 million construction XP today just from gnome benches. I'm struggling here. Here's level 98 construction. Just one left to go. And here it comes. We finally hit level 99 construction, unlocking us probably the most overpowered cape in the game until we max. I'm immediately going to buy this thing. Yes, please. Here it is. Let's go. The construction skill cape. And look how good this thing looks with the rest of the carpentry outfit. Workscape. This is a moment I've been waiting a long time for, but it's finally time to create a max POH. This is something that will be extremely useful in every single endeavor I have on this account going forward. In terms of travel, healing, bossing, and everything. It will also provide me some necessary storage so I can clean out my bank even more. For a long time, it was common knowledge that 3x3 room houses loaded a few ticks faster than anything larger. This issue was supposedly fixed in a recent update, but as of right now, I don't actually see a use for more than 9 rooms. This is my current POH. It's literally just a rejuvenation pool, a fairy ring, a pet menagerie, a lunar altar, and an exit portal. Now, watch this. Boom. This is my new and improved max POH. This bad boy has an achievement gallery, which hosts an occult altar to switch to any spellbook, and an ornate jewelry box that has nearly every jewelry teleport in the game. I also have 2 superior gardens, each with their own rejuvenation pool to replenish everything, but more importantly, one of which houses a wilderness obelisk that I can use in tandem with my wilderness hard diary to teleport to any level obelisk in the wilderness at will. And on the other side, a spirit tree / fairy ring combo that acts as both. This requires 95 construction to make and was a big motivator for me going to 99 before building my POH. Next is the portal nexus room, which of course houses the crystalline portal nexus, sporting 31 of the most convenient teleports in the entire game. But this isn't to overshadow the equally important wall-mounted dig site pendant and Zarek's talisman, which each have their own unique teleports too. Next up in my favorite room is the outdoor menagerie, which houses all of my cute pets. Goated. Next is the combat room. This room room houses a combat dummy, which is used to test your max hit with whatever gear you want. Super useful. After that, I have a costume room. This is the single most important room in the game for storage. This room stores a few thousand items, including many of the game's most important armor pieces, capes, random event items, holiday event items, magical items, and even every clue item. All 7 of those rooms serve a utility purpose, but that's everything necessary. So the 8th room I chose was a league hall, so I could do something with that Adam and Leagues trophy I spent weeks getting. And lastly, the formal garden at the center, which is a pretty place to have the exit portal. With my newly acquired construction cape, I can teleport to nearly any location in the game by simply teleporting home and picking a place. It doesn't get better than this. Well, it does when you get a max cape, but who cares? With my POH fully built out, there's one final thing I want to do, and that's to plant a spirit tree at every location so I have all of the teleports unlocked. Since I planted one in Brimhaven earlier, that leaves Port Sarum, Etcetera, Hosidius, and the Farming Guild. Let's plant those. I'm going to protect all of them to make sure I don't waste the seeds. There's Port Sarum planted, Etcetera, Hosidius, and the Farming Guild. I'll check back when they're fully grown. Okay, a few days later, there's Brimhaven unlocked, there's the Port Sarum location unlocked, Etcetera unlocked, Hosidius unlocked, and finally, the last tree location, the Farming Guild unlocked. Now, all 13 spirit tree locations are fully functional and I can access them directly from my house. Now that's some progress. And I wish I could say that's all there was to do, but right when I finished all of this, Jagex released Varlamore Part 3, which means there are 3 brand new quests that I have to do in order to use my quest cape. But that's okay, these should be pretty easy. Let's do them. This quest is essentially about Humpty Dumpty. It's kind of funny. During this quest, I realized they added a new Quetzal landing location, and since I already have every other one unlocked, it only makes sense that I unlock this one too. There we go, location built. And with that, there's Scrambled completed. That's 171 out of 173 quests completed. Next is Shadows of Custodia, the quest that unlocks the newly introduced Slayer creature, Custodian Walkers. Let's do it. Wow, look at these guys. They're actually pretty cool. I'll definitely be back here at some point to unlock their shield slot item for the collection log. I heard it's pretty good, especially for pures. There's Shadows of Custodia completed, putting us at 172 of 173 quests completed, leaving me with the brand new master level quest, The Final Dawn, which unlocks the new Delve boss, the Doom of Mokai-Adal. Let's speedrun this. I'm pretty sure this is the final boss, and he's almost dead. Okay, let's go. Let's hope that was it. There it is, The Final Dawn completed. That quest was actually really fun. I had a great time in that boss fight, and you can't say no to a free 55,000 prayer XP. Thank you. Now with that, we have officially completed all 173 quests in the entire game, meaning I can now use the quest cape. Let's go. I'm going to quickly put the hood into the cape storage as well. It wouldn't let me put it in there before when I was cleaning out my bank until I finished those last 3 quests. Here's one more god egg for good measure, and take a look at my updated dopamine tab. I love looking at this thing, so I'll make sure to show occasional updates as the stacks grow. Also, I was just watching Wild Mudkip's video and I saw that you can literally take the egg from the Scrambled quest we did earlier and store him in your POH as a pet. Hey buddy, you're coming with me. And there we go. We get to keep him forever. If you're new to this series, it's time you learn about the tradition we have at the end of each episode. It has been tradition to open 100 Wintertodt rewards at the end of every episode with the goal of green logging someday. But this time around, I decided to change things up. As you can see in the collection log, I'm currently sitting at 2,623 rewards pulled, meaning I'm 377 rewards away from 3,000. Let me tell you, I really want this Phoenix pet. Wintertodt was the first grind I faced when introduced to the game, and that bird is one of my favorite pets in the entire game. So I've decided that today I'm going to farm 377 rewards to open all at once. If I don't get the Phoenix, the next episode of Log Legacy is going to be entirely dedicated to greenlogging Wintertodt. That means not only getting the Phoenix pet, but also getting the Dragon Axe. But I have a special strategy for that. I'll save that for another day, but for now, let's do some solo Todd to get our rewards. There's 21 million fire making XP during run number 1, and that's run number 1 completed, 49 rewards owed. I'm on run number 2 right now. Here's 76 fletching, not bad. I decided to go hard on run number 2. As we all know, there's a 6-hour logout timer that forcibly boots you from the server, but I wanted to see just how many points I could get in that time frame. So after about 5 hours and 45 minutes and over 92,000 Wintertodt points, here's completion of run number 2, granting me 185 rewards, now totaling 234 owed. I wasn't even going at max efficiency. You could definitely break 100,000 points in a solo Wintertodt. Here's run number 3 completed. There's 70 more rewards. We just need 73 more. That's run number 4 done. 66 more rewards, now totaling 370. I think I'm going to do the last few KC in Mass Worlds to make sure I don't go over 377. And after a few KC, we're officially at 1010 Wintertodt KC and 377 rewards owed. Let's do the opening. Okay, I just officially got exactly 377 rewards to pull. As you can see, 377 owed, which means if we open all of them, that will put me at exactly 3,000 rewards claimed, which is 60% of the way to the drop rate for the Phoenix. So I'm gonna open all 377 of those right now. I gained over 2 million fire making XP on the way to it at around 150k an hour. That isn't exactly accurate because I did some other stuff too while I had this up, but I got to just under 23 million fire making XP. Needless to say, I've spent a lot of time here and I've always wanted the Phoenix pet, so here we go. I'm gonna start with some small pulls and then maybe do some big searches after, but I'm obviously hoping for the Phoenix pet. I don't really care about the Dragon Axe. The Dragon Axe is a 1 in 10,000. I can get that elsewhere, but the Phoenix pet needs to come from here, so that's what I'm hoping for. Let's go. If I hear Sea Engineer and it's the Dragon Axe, I'm gonna cry. Nothing crazy yet. Some decent seed drops though. Snapdragons are always good. Renars as well. For money. Ooh, okay. We got a Pyromancer Garb, which is nice. We can turn that in for more rewards. I'll do that all at the end. Let's see how much our first inventory was worth. 412k, not bad. How many searches did we do? We did 47 searches. That's roughly 8,700 GP per search. I think I'm gonna do big searches from here on out. Time for some big searches. Please, Phoenix pet. Spirit Seed. Okay, so that was 46 reward pulls. We got 200k, so that was roughly 4.4k GP per pull, which is significantly worse than before. We got a Spirit Seed though, which is kind of cool. All right, 284 to go. I'm gonna keep doing big searches. Okay, we haven't gotten many of the pieces of the outfit. Let's see here. That was 850k. How many pulls was that? That was 92 pulls, which was roughly 9.2k GP per pull. Our best one yet, but we still have plenty to go. All right, 192 more. Okay, we got the hat, the hood, I should say. Ooh, and the robe. Ooh, and some pages. Starting to get some decent rolls. All right, how many was that? Let's see. So 52 right there. How much is this worth? 560k. That was roughly 10,800 GP per roll. That was definitely the best one yet. And we got 2 pieces of the outfit. All right, 140 more. Boom, more big searches. Here we go. Some more pages. Bunch of seeds. Ooh, a lot of pages right there. We did 55 there. Seems like a decent inventory. 725k. Yeah, that was 13,100 GP per roll. The best one yet. Keeps getting better and better. Maybe that means we get a Phoenix right here. 85 left. I'm gonna keep doing big searches. 5 at a time. Come on. Some pages. Not the best. 26 more. So we did 59 pulls there, and it was worth 757k, which was 12,800 per roll. Not bad, but not as good as the last one. All right, this will probably be our last set. Last one. Nope, one more. Okay, that is all we're owed. That should be exactly 3k. And yes, it is. Exactly 3,000 rewards claimed from Wintertodt. That is nuts to even say out loud. But we made some decent money, probably right around 4 million GP. Some of it's going to be spread throughout the bank. It didn't all go into this tab. But yeah, not bad. I did get a couple extra pieces of the outfit, but I don't know if I even want to turn these in. Kind of want to leave this number at exactly 3k and let these extra pieces be a part of the next episode. Because in episode 4 of Log Legacy, I'm gonna do 2,000 rewards pulls. in one episode in hopes of getting the Phoenix will be on the raid of the Phoenix, and I'm also going to get the Dragon Axe guaranteed. It's not going to be from here, but I have another method that will guarantee me getting the Dragon Axe, which will fill out the collection log slot in Wintertodt, and if we get the Phoenix, we'll have completely green logged it. So that's the goal for episode 4. It's going to be hours and hours of Wintertodt. Take a guess right now in the comment section what fire making XP you think I'll be at after 2,000 rewards pulls from here. Thank you so much for watching. To recap, I reached level 90 mining, got level 99 construction, unlocking the construction cape, built myself a maxed out POH, completed 24 total quests, unlocking myself the quest cape, unlocked 2 best in slot items, being the Ferocious Gloves and Ava's Assembler, and most importantly, I greenlogged Mahogany Homes. I'll see you in episode 4.